Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today I have for you a tutorial on some earrings similar to these. I call them waterfall earrings because I think they look like waterfalls, but I'm going to do a little bit different version of them today, but it's basically the same technique and same idea. So if you're interested in making a pair of earrings similar to those, then we'll get a supply list going right now. So the first thing you're going to need is some Coriana chain, and I've already cut the lengths here, and you're going to need a finding. You can use any finding that you want with this, really. This one right here is a chandelier earring finding. This one is a 3-hole connector. So I'm just going to put the Coriana chain up in here and crimp it, whereas here I used clamshells. So you can really use anything. I mean, I had all different things that I looked through here in my stash, and I'll show you a couple of the things that I considered. I considered using this finding, which you could use it this way and hang them 4 of them. Whoops, sorry. Oh, I'm gonna have to get on screen, aren't I? That would help greatly. Let me move these down. Okay, so you could use this finding and hang 4 of them like that, or you could turn it this way and hang 3. So, you know, there's lots of different options. That's a chandelier earring finding. I had another one that I considered, which is this one, which I love this finding here, and you could use, you know, the 3 here. So it just kind of depends on what you want to do, how you want to do it. But today, mainly because I don't want the clamshells to show in this one like they do. I mean, I think they look fine here. I think they look just like silver beads. But I wanted to try something different, so I'm going to use this finding today. So you're going to need Coriana chain, which, by the way, everybody always asks me where I get my Coriana chain. I get it from Budget Bead Box, and I'll put a link to their website in the description box below, but that is the only place I buy it because it is the least expensive and the chain is great quality. You're going to need a couple ear hooks of your choice. I'm using fish hooks today. And then you're going to need a bunch of beads. Now, not all beads will go on Coriana chain to start with. We got to say that. So this bead that I've got right here, I actually pulled out, and I don't think it's going to work because I think that the chain is too thick for it. Well, maybe not. I mean, it's kind of going on that one. I don't know. We may try it and see. I really want like a matte turquoise bead in this earring, and actually what I may do is try that one, but if that one doesn't work, I do have some bead chips here that I know will work. So I may just pull a few of them out too. These bead chips, I know that some of them will work on the Coriana chain, the ones with bigger holes. So if those barrel beads don't work, these bead chips will. So I'll set those to the side and just have them. But here are the barrel beads. I'm hoping they'll work. I really kind of want one right in the middle. But especially with gemstone beads, their holes are not always the same size. So yeah, I mean, like that one's not looking like it's going to fit on there. I don't know. We might play around with it depending on how things go. So there's these barrel beads. Then I've got these cube beads. And you just want to check and make sure that your Coriana chain will fit. And I know that the cube beads will fit on there. So I've got these cube beads in a teal color. I've got them in this pretty turquoise. And these are so shiny and pretty. And then I've got these yellow bicones that I absolutely love. They're so pretty. So I'm wanting to do kind of boho colors, I guess you would call it. So I've got this maroon delica. Now delicas will fit on Coriana chain. 11-0s will not. I can't find an 11-0 that does. I've heard a Toho of some sort will, but yeah, I mean, if you don't have delicas, even 8-0s, I've had trouble getting 8-0s to fit on the Coriana chain. 6-0s, of course, will. And then I've got some silver delicas here. So, and then you're going to need some crimp beads. Lots of crimp beads. Well, not a lot, but a few. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to take your Coriana chain and you want to lay your earring finding down and just see how you want your chain to lay. So I know I want to have shorter ones on both sides and a longer one in the middle. This has 3 holes, so they'll go kind of like that. Whoops. Kind of like that. So you want to cut your chain accordingly. So what I did is I cut 4 of these shorter pieces. I just hold it side by side and cut it, and 2 of the longer middle pieces. And you can always trim them at the end. If they're too long or too short, or, well, not if they're too short, but if they're too long, obviously you can trim them at the end. Okay? And then the second thing we're going to do is we're going to take, I didn't tell you, you're going to need chain nose pliers and probably really just chain nose pliers and cutters, obviously, to cut your chain. But the first thing we're going to do is we are going to crimp off the bottoms of our chains. And I'm just going to do 1 earring on screen. I'm not going to make you watch me do 2. But, so I'm going to take a crimp bead. And the way that these are made, and I think is really cool, is that the Coriana chain hangs out the bottom of the beads, if you can see that. So that's the look I'm going for in this earring as well. So I'm going to take a crimp bead, take my Coriana chain, and I am going to put the crimp bead on there, just like this. And I've got Sebastian kitty hair on there. Okay, still do. Won't come off. Okay, so then I'm going to scoot this bead up. I want to leave about that much of the shorter chains hanging out. Okay, and all I'm going to do is just take my pliers and crimp it. Now, if you have crimping pliers, you can use them. I have never, ever, ever had success very well in getting my crimping pliers to crimp correctly. I don't know why. I'm doing it wrong. Apparently, I need to watch a video on it, but they don't ever crimp good. I don't know. So then I'm going to do the other one, and I want to try to make it, whoops. Oh, that crimp bead just crawled right over there in all those delicas. I think it's this one. Looks just like them. All right, and I want to make them even, these two on the edges even. Now, you don't have to. You can do it however you want, but I'm eyeballing it, and I think it's about right there. I'm not real precise with it, obviously. I'm just eyeballing it, but yep, that looks about right. Okay, and then the middle one is obviously longer. So I'm going to put my crimp on, and I'm going to go up a little further on the middle one, probably about right there. I just do it to where I think it looks good. It doesn't have to be, you know, you can do whatever you want, but okay. So there's what we have. We have a crimp on the bottom of each one of our little chains. So now we're going to bead them. So I kind of like to take a few delicas at the bottom. I'm going to do a couple silver ones because I have the silver crimp. So I'm just going to put a couple of the silver delicas on. Now these are iffy. Sometimes they go on really easily. Sometimes they don't. So this one's going on fairly easily. And what you can do is you can take your pliers and hold the end and like scoot it down if it doesn't want to go down very easily, because sometimes they don't. But there, that one went on. I had to make it, but it went on. Okay, and I'm going to do one more of the silver ones. Okay, that one went on fairly easily. Also, your Coriana chain, if you cut it at an angle at the top with your cutters and just kind of make it into a point, then it is a little easier to bead on the chain. So there's what I've got. Now I'm going to use my maroon delica here. I'm going to put it on, and it went on real easy. So there's what I've got. And I just kind of like the look of, I don't know, I love the look of these earrings. I think they're so pretty. So I think I will do, I don't want to have all my blues right next to each other. So I think I'll do this teal one. I really like the teal color next to the red. And it's actually going to kind of cover the red up. So I think I'm going to put another red one. And this is how I work, guys. It's all trial and error. I know I should have it all down pat and, you know, ready for you, but I just design it as I go. Okay, so I like that better. And then I'm going to do this yellow. Sadie's barking because she hears the garbage truck outside. She is the defender of the home, apparently. Okay, so there, that's really pretty. I'm going to do, let's see, I do want to get one of these turquoise. Sadie, Sadie. Sorry, guys. She's messing up. Sadie! Hey, quit. Messing up my video. Okay, let me see. These are probably just not going to work. And I hate that because they're so pretty. Yeah, I can't. Their holes are too tiny. So I guess I will take a couple of these smaller chip beads and put on here. Sadie, 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 hush up. Okay. Sadie, Sue, quit. Sorry, guys. I swear. She usually isn't quite that loud. Okay, and then I'm going to do this blue one. She's really aggravated with whoever's out there. Okay, so I do like the look of that. Now, I really want to have room for the seed beads again at the top, though. So, I think I will take one red one. Stick it on there. Two red ones. I'm just trying to make sure I can even get the thing in the spacer and crimped. And then I'm going to try to fit two of these. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to try to fit two of the silver ones on. Now, clearly, the silver delica's holes are not as big as the maroon ones are, because they don't go on nearly as easy. Okay, I may not be able to, I may just have to go with that. Let me see if I can find one that I can get on there. It will go if I make it, but I don't have a lot of room here in my finger. Okay. And I've had a couple people ask me, why don't you show Sadie on your videos? And later I will, but right now this room is such a mess that I'm not showing anybody any of this room if I can help it. Okay, so there, I got one of the silver ones on by grabbing the chain with the pliers and forcing it down. And that's kind of hard to do, but I'm going to try to get one more on. You can do that, and there, that one went on real easy. Okay, so this is what we've got. It's really pretty, I think. So I'm going to take my finding, and I'm going to stick it up in there, just like that. Now, this is going to get a little fiddly, but I think we can do it. I'm going to take my crimp bead, and I'm sorry if you can't see this very well, but it's kind of really hard to do. I'm going to put it right on the end of my chain, okay, so see, just like that. And I'm going to crimp it right up inside there. Really hard. Okay, so that really makes a cute, yeah, I love that so much. Okay, so now we're going to do this middle one. So I'm going to do the same pattern on the middle one, just probably using a few more beads because it's longer. If I can get the silver ones. The silver ones are really difficult to get on there. I don't know why. I mean, you'd think all delicas would be, all delicas are not created equal apparently. So let's get this guy on here. Yeah, I don't know why these are difficult to get on the chain, but I really need that to go on there. Okay, so see if you can get it on just a little bit and then grab the chain with your plier and then pull it down. It is a little easier to do it that way. Okay. There, that one went on really easy. Okay, so I'm going to do two of those and probably three of these little red ones. Okay, there we go. Alright, see this chain's a little longer, so I'll have a little bit more room to work with. I'm going to do my teal bead. Then I'm going to do the yellow. I love these yellow bicones, they're so sparkly. Okay, then I'm going to do one of the little turquoise chips here. Get on there now. Okay, and then because am I going to have a lot of extra room? I am going to have a little bit of extra room. I'm going to do another yellow bead. I love those yellow ones. I think they're so pretty. Okay, then we've got the blue. Okay, and then I'm going to do 3 red. They go on so easy compared to the silver. I dread the silver now. And 2 silver. Well, that one went on really easy. They were all that simple. And one more. That one did too. Okay, so there's what I've got. Same thing as before. I'm going to take my finding, stick it right up through the hole here. I'm going to grab a crimp bead. It's kind of good if you hold it from the bottom like this and then let it kind of lean out. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of leaning out, so it makes it easy to put my crimp bead on it. Okay, and I'm going to crimp it down tight. Whoops. And there it is. That's what we have so far. Oh, I think they're so cute. All right, last one. And I don't know. I know the process of watching me string all these beads on is a little tedious, but that chain broke off in there. Okay. When I first started out beading, I was thinking about it the other day because I've had some people say, oh, you need to do shorter tutorials. And then some people say, no, we love the long tutorials. And I guess you can't please everybody, but I was trying to think about when I started. Okay, this is going to be impossible. I'm going to trim it to a point. I was trying to think of when I started out beading and who I like to watch and why. And I like to watch Kelly Dale from Off the Beaded Path because she did longer tutorials that were, you know, like she didn't skip a lot of steps. She showed everything she did, and I really like that because when you're a beginning beader, you know, it's just sometimes difficult to know. You just don't know, like when they say, I don't know, crimp this off, you know, you may not exactly understand everything when you're a beginning beater. So it's nice to have somebody just doing it in front of you. And then I liked to watch Kelly Dale was one, and Bronze Pony, of course. I love Bronze Pony. And again, she did not rush through her tutorial. She showed every step of the way, and I loved that. Jill Wiseman is another one that I like to watch. Exactly the same reason. Now, I like Sunny's Ree, and I think she has another channel that's like a Beadicted Girl or something that's for beginners, but I don't really prefer tutorials where nobody talks. I like the talking ones. I'm not really sure why, but I just have always preferred. I mean, I like her stuff. It's great. She does some beautiful, beautiful work. But if I'm going to watch a tutorial, I want to hear somebody explaining the steps to me, and I just prefer that way. That's just personal preference. So I watch her more now than I used to because now I know more of the ins and outs of it. But I really, when I first started out, the 3 that I watched the most were Kelly Dell, Bronze Pony, and Jill Wiseman. And I loved all of their tutorials because they talked through them and they didn't rush. And, you know, I just felt like for a beginner, they really were helpful to me. So I, just from my own experience, think that, I mean, you know, you can always fast forward through parts of the tutorial if you get bored with it or whatever. But for the beginning beaders, I really think that it's better if I show each step, and especially if I show my mistakes and, you know, the things that don't work. So people can learn that way, and I think it makes it kind of nice. So, you know, like I said, it's personal preference. If you don't want to watch me string on all these little delicas, then, you know, you can definitely fast forward through. But for the ones that want to see every painful step, here they are. So, alrighty, so we finally got that one strung up just like this first one. I'm going to stick it up through the hole, holding it kind of from the bottom here so I can get the little crimp bead on there. Slide that crimp on. Well, okay, he fell out. Slide that crimp on. And see, sometimes it's nice to see that, you know, I'm an advanced beader, but it takes me 2 or 3 times sometimes to get something right. Okay, and now I want to even this one up with this one on the end, and that looks like it pretty much is. So I'm just going to crimp it right there. Alrighty. And there's what you have. I think that these are so cute and so pretty. Look at that. Okay, so now all we have to do is take our ear hook, open it up. Let's see, I'm going to slide it. I want to make sure that the fish hook part is pointing toward the back. I'm just going to slide it right through here, just like that. And I know this is a connector finding for like bracelets and stuff, but I think it makes a really cute little earring for this. Make sure that your thing is closed up good. And there you have it. It's an adorable little, I'm calling it a waterfall earring. And it's similar to this. Let me get these beads out of the way. Definitely similar to this one, but again, just using the different finding. And the fish hook is, why is it sticking? Okay, I didn't get my thing closed real good, but you can see anyway right there that that's the difference between the two. And I think they turn out really cute. They're long and dangly, they have a lot of movement, and yeah, they're just really fun. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. I'm trying to do a lot more tutorials because everybody says they like them, you know, and that's what I want to do, is what everybody likes. So I am going to go and get ready for work. I have to work today, and yeah, I am coming up eventually. Now it may be after the new year because it's just so busy right now, and we're going to be traveling home and stuff for Christmas, but I am going to completely revamp my craft room. Everything is a mess and I can't stand it, and it's driving me insane. So I'm going to just like completely redo it, and I think I'm going to do a video of the entire process of that, so you can see how I clean everything out, how I, you know, what I keep, what I get rid of, and how I store it all. So I think I'm going to do that, but that'll, again, will probably be after. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!